Hey guys, RG here. So welcome to another video. This is the English recast of the Bandai Card Games Fest Hong Kong One Piece card game tournament. So I'm pretty excited for this one because I have very little idea on what the OPCG scene in Hong Kong looks like, and I think this is also the first Hong Kong match that I'll be watching. So very pumped up for this one, and it looks like we will be having a Smoker versus Blackbeard match. Theoretically, I'll be giving the advantage on the Blackbeard here because one, he can shut down Moria with his on-play lock, and also he has some cards that can somewhat play around Tashigi. So Smoker looks like the on play player here, and I saw a one cost Sengoku. So I think I would assume that's the first play here. So Sengoku lets you trash two Navy cards in exchange for drawing three cards on top of your deck. So Blackbeard here, with two Dons usually, you're gonna play Dokyu to KO that Sengoku and be a meat shield for the next attack, drawing extra card from Dokyu. Dokyu's on KO ability, but he went for Full Lead here. So Full Lead, trash one card from your hand, lets you look at the top three cards of your deck and get one Blackbeard card from those three. So interesting that he trashed a Doku instead of playing it. So it looks like he won't be going for that control route and would be going for the offensive here, or unless he get or he do have multiple docu. So very interesting here. He went for the 10 cost Blackbeard, and it's going to be a trigger. My era. So he already has four cards on his trash. Smoker went for a brand new here, getting a 2K counter. So that's going to be T-Bone. He Blackbeard. Will he play the Lafitte? So he goes for 5K. Smoker takes one. He goes for Lafitte. So I think he has another Lafitte on his hand going for double search here because it Plague Docu now won't make sense because Smoker has two characters on the board, and yep, he did have a second Lafitte. So I think he got a Kusan 5 and a Jesus Burgess. So really interesting stuff from the Blackbeard player here. Usually you want to go for that control route, but I think he has some practice with Smoker, and he really he has this bias going for an offensive or a more aggressive type here. So let's see, Smoker. One of the feet was taken down by that Goku. So I think that Branu will interesting. So Smoker leader going for that for life instead of just going for that left feet. So that Branu can either go 5k onto the leader. Okay, so we are seeing two Branus on his hand. So it looks like he will be going wide here with multiple Branu search and a Sengoku. So he still have three Dons. So that's going to be, I think, two Branus and one Sengoku for the Smoker. So very interesting play here because yes, there are times that you want to go for a wide board against Blackbeard, but you'd want to go wide with bigger characters. Because right now, even though you have a full board, you really don't have any threat on the board. So I won't even be surprised if Blackbeard won't even KO one of those characters and just go for life instead. And with six done, so I think he can go for. He did get a Kusan 5, so yeah, he can go for a Kusan 5 here. The question, this is a crucial point. I'm wondering if whether he'll gonna go for leader lock, on play lock here. Well, Kusan 5 is immune. So he doesn't care if you can play Tashigi. So he might skip this one and just go for the 9 Don uh, at the start of the 9 Don to unplay lock so that preventing the Moria play rather than the Tashigi play. So he doesn't care about the Tashigi right now. He is really saving those hand cards. And now Smoker, even though he has full board, again, there's no threat here. He can go for multiple 5k. He needs 6 dons for 3 5k attacks from the Branus. He has 7 dons right now, so he can go for 4 attacks here, but he left 4 dons. So well, I usually just overread stuff players do sometimes, but I think he'll be playing a 4 Don instead. So that's the first 5k attack. He guarded it. He trashed a. Is that? I think that's a Burgess, right? So he's planning to transform that Kusan pipe into a Burgess, and now he's thinking Smoker. I don't think Smoker will be attacking for multiple 5k. I think he's thinking of playing 4 costs. He went for it. A Rebecca, interesting here. And a Hina, I think he'll be getting Hina to cheat out Hina. Yes, it's a 5k. But I also think he has a Jack on his trash right now, which he can get and then play next turn. Very interesting here. Even though, of course, you can KO anything with Jack, because that Kuzan will be a Burgess, so those are immune against KOs. But an 8k attacker is for next turn will be, I think, a bigger threat. So now Blackbeard attacking that rested Hina. So he has 8 done. So he got multiple Burgess. So I think this is going to be a turn where Blackbeard will go for multiple Burgess. Again, he already showed his plan in the early game that he won't be going for that control route. So I'm thinking that he will go for that Burgess. And of course, Tashigi can trash that Burgess. So now he starts the on play lock. And he has two piles there. So safe to assume that those Burgess will be 7k at the moment. So now, 9 dawns. What will Smoker do to answer those bursts? Because those bursts can easily be get out of hand and start hitting him super hard. So let's see what will be his answer here. He now cannot go for the Tashigi because Tashigi's -4 ability is an on-play ability and he cannot use it anymore. So he just goes for 5Ks, trying to take Blackbeard's hand cards one by one. But at the moment he is helping, or he is buffing those Burgess, and I would assume that's already +3 and near +4. I think he's needing +4 and now fully adding more cards into that trash. Safe to assume that, and now he also went for the early leader ability. So I would assume that those Burgess are now 9k, and he also got a BB10 on his hand. If I remember it correctly from the first search with the docu. And 9k, 9k, taking out multiple life from Smoker, playing that BB10 and locking. I would assume it's Kuzan 4 that was targeted by Blackbeard to prevent Kuzan from reducing the cost of one of the Burgess and helping him play around Tashiki. So he doesn't want those Burgess out of the board. So very, very uh, good set up by Blackbeard here. He's way ahead on this game. The only problem right now is he has very little hand cards. So even though he did have Blackbeard then, ooh, and a Shigan. Wow, that's actually huge because again he's very low on hand cards right now, and I think he's thinking of uh well, I think I think it's best to go for one of those Branus right now because you don't want them to attack anymore, one of them to attack anymore because one less attacker means a save. You can save one either life or a hand card. So I think it's best to go for those characters that can attack this turn. So let's see. Is he thinking of just going for Kuzan? Hmm, very interesting here. And he went for one of the Branus, trashing two with the Shigan ability. And let's see what will be. How big are those 2 for 6? How big are those Burgess now? So one, two, three, four and a three cards. And Smoker went for double blockers. Hmm, can those blockers really save him? Well, I think it's more of he can't do anything at the moment with those Burgess. Again, the time for Tashigi, Blackbeard player really managed to play around Tashigi and Moria here, so he really can't do anything except if he managed to get an Ice Age. So that Ice Age will really help him play around, at least take one of those Burgess out with the Tashigis, because I think he still has Tashigi on his hand here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh, well, he trashed one, so that's going to be a 10k attack and already blocked. So I think the only well he has to KO that Hina. He only has 3 cards here. He has to take that Hina out next turn, so he won't be going for lethal this turn. So that because he's if he can KO he can't finish Smoker now, he will be in a big trouble next turn with with still tendons. I think he'll gonna go for BB10, so that means he will be going for double blocker, preventing Kuzan from attacking. 5k attack, that means it's going to be another BB10, preventing that Kuzan from attacking. So next turn, it's just going to be Smoker, Branu, and Rebecca going up against two Blackbeard 10. Oh, is he thinking of just of attacking with Blackbeard 10? He is playing with fire here. I don't think he should attack here because that would mean he has to face 3 attackers, and if he has BB10 that he'll gonna play, that means he only have 1 card on his hand. Oh wow, it's really playing with fire here. He has 1 card on his hand with uh Branu and Rebecca. So going for 7k would require 5 cards to Branu. He can go for, well, he can't go counter check here. He can go for 6k onto the leader, or well, he can go for 6k onto Branu just to check if Blackbeard has 7k, because that's the only out right now. He can go for 6k hoping that that card isn't a 2k, so he'll gonna take, so that would leave him with 2 cards, 1k and a random card, and he went for that one. Counter checking here. So if this is just a 1k, he can win. And oh, it's a trigger, and now Blackbeard has a chance to go for a 2k, and he didn't get it. So that's well, he can go for Van Ogre here. So we would assume that those are just 1K, and Rebecca goes for a 6K. If he blocks, he'll be in a big trouble here, and there you go. That last card was a 2K. He could have guarded it, but he baited Smoker onto just going all in. So there you go. Blackbeard won the match. Very, very uh, good navigation of that matchup. He didn't went for the control route. He knew that Smoker can't go wide. Again, he did get wide, but those are just small attackers, and he didn't just play big threats or just play a character just for the sake of attacking or being an attacker. So, congratulations to that Blackbeard player for winning the match. So, see you on the next video. I hope to see more Hong Kong matches, and I hope we can recast those. So, peace out.